have so much stuff in this horrible just monster. Now, the thing about Minecraft, as we said before, is you get a lot of stuff, right? So I've got these chests that are just full of junk. They're just full of junk. Some stuff is stuff that I'm meaning to put over in my shop, and some stuff is for building, and some stuff is just farms, and oh, there's so much. The thing that I quite obviously need is an item sorter of some kind. But to do the item sorter, I'm going to need a building to put the item sorter in first. So I'm going to have to come up with a plan of things to do because things are getting very out of hand. As you can see down here, my dragon egg from the Ender Dragon fight that we did way earlier has finally been delivered. You'll remember the dragon egg fell into the portal at the end of the fight, and it's just been until now that we've located it. Must have been at world spawn. I'll admit, completely forgot about it. Now, currently, for, the buildings in this area, I'm thinking we will use this space that I've leveled out here. I've kind of drawn up an extremely rough diagram of a town square that could go here, and it will have things kind of branching off from it. So this creeper farm will be one of them, and we'll spruce this up a bit. No pun intended, I know this is spruce wood. Then we'll probably have to cover this up somehow because it's not very nice to look at. I mean, if I come down here, it's just mechanical and kind of yuck. I'm going to have to cover this up somehow, and I'm not sure yet how I will do that, but we'll figure something out. And I'm thinking I'm going to have this town square and kind of off in this direction somewhere. Maybe off in this direction is the best way to go. Maybe on top of the hill, but probably not. I'm going to have my main house of some kind. Something in the direction of a mansion rather than just a bog standard house, but less than a mansion. Not ridiculous. Kind of humble, I think. As for the item sorter, I'm not sure entirely where I will put that building, but I'm sure we'll think of something. Maybe on top of this hill we'll have a tower of some kind. I thought of the idea of having a clock tower, but that would probably go better in the middle of the town square rather than, off on the hill. But I don't know, maybe I will put it there. We'll see. Now, of course, before we get started with building, I thought I would check out the shopping area, the communal area, and it looks like there's been some changes since I was here last. I'll admit, I've not been on the server for about a month now, and I have no idea, if my shop's been successful in that time, so we'll just do it. A quick check, just to see if anything's been sold. Now, I'm suspecting, since the head games are over, that I probably won't have got any yet. I won't have got any diamonds from the heads anymore. I'm gonna have to put these prices down. But I suppose it's a good way to get rid of the heads that we have currently. And because I haven't really restocked these in a fair while, I'm doubting that I'll have anything in any of the other chests, which, yeah, we're gonna have to... Ooh, okay, no, I stand corrected. We actually got some item frames sold. Yeah, we're gonna have to do some work to, either make more farms or, shore up the ones that we currently have, just to get our shop a little bit more stacked than this, because I keep running out of things. It's mainly the stone that I think would sell the best, but I've just not been on the server enough to really mine up enough. Now, I'm very interested in what's been going on in other people's shops, because it's looking very built up. I like the style of these houses. They're very modern, I guess. I think brick is an interesting, building material in Minecraft, because you would have expected it to be so much more widely used in builds, but it's kind of annoying to get hold of sometimes. And also, I mean, the old textural brick didn't look very good, especially if you used it in big builds. But when you combine it with other building materials, like, I think this is terracotta or concrete, I barely know the difference, I'll admit, then you get these really nice building styles. And with the addition of different kinds of granite, then they go really well with the brick. They're the same kind of reddish, brownish, orangish colour, I suppose I'd call it. And this trim looks really nice as well. Let's go in and see what these shops are. So, Cafe Brune. I think they could do with, I don't know, can you do that in vanilla? You know, make the text white on a spruce sign. Might be helpful, but let's go in. It's very quaint in here. I like it. Ooh, okay. So, oh, okay, so this is just selling different kinds of food. That makes sense. It's a shame that Minecraft doesn't have, you know, tea or coffee. I'd be all over that. I think if they added coffee to Minecraft, then I would spend my entire time drinking it. Right, what's this next place? I did see some music discs, so I'm guessing this is a record shop of some kind. Oh, okay, I didn't see this on the side. It looks like this is a musical note. That's very fancy. Let's head in. Okay, so 4 diamonds each for these music discs. I guess you just pop them off the item frames if you want them. Oh, and some guitars. Oh, they're cute too. I suppose I have to order them. Right, I think this might be where all my item frames got, but this must be the person who bought them. Mega music. Okay, and this next one, Woolly World. So, given that these buildings are right next to Jay's shop over here, I can only guess who probably built all of these. Given the not so subtle Yoshi reference here, it's probably Jay's shop. All of them are probably Jay. I mean, they're all the same style, so they're probably all the same person's shop. And given it's on what I'm going to call J Street here, it's probably all. Yeah. Right, so Woolly World. This is obviously going to be selling. Ooh. Oh, that's quite cool. The wool, I don't know what you call them. The stands have wool on them. That's cool. I like, well, carpet. I like that. Right, wool. Okay, 1 diamond for any 2 sacks. Yeah, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, same. So, banner patterns free to use in the shop or purchase. Oh, banner patterns. That's cute as well. So how is there a? Okay, I'm probably being really dense. Is there a chest or anything for the wool? Or do I have to? You know what? I'm gonna like leave before I make a fool of myself. There's probably like a. I don't know if you need to order these or, you know. Okay, I don't need wool. I have my own wool farm, so it's very slow, but it'll do. And this looks. If I was to guess, well, I mean, if I was to guess by looking in the shop, maybe it's a lamp shop. I mean, I really like what they've done with the end rods and the mini block. What I think are the redstone lamps here. Those look really, really nice. One of them's off. It's the hallmark of any high street anywhere is there's always going to be one light that just doesn't come on. Let's head in here and see what we can buy. So we have, oh, that's cute. These are the kind of things I need to get better at in Minecraft. These kind of micro building, I guess I'd call it. These are little building tricks that I never really use myself. Beacons coming soon. Okay. So is it just? Oh, okay. 2 sacks and 1 diamond. That's nice. That's cool. I might get some. I've not done any end busting yet, so I don't actually have any end rods or any end materials of my own. So I really should get on that. Soul lanterns. Not got any of these either. Soul lanterns look really pretty. Obviously normal lanterns, which 16 for a diamond. Yeah, lanterns are a bit annoying to craft, just because you need so much iron for them. But that's probably a fair. Is that a fair trade? I can't remember to do the maths on that. And that's okay. They're the same price. We got some sea lanterns, 16 for a diamond. That's probably fair. I don't have any sea lanterns either, but and redstone lamps, 8 for 1 diamond. Yeah, redstone lamps are quite hard to craft, aren't they? They need a lot of glowstone and a lot of redstone. So yeah, that's fair. And I think 10 for 1 diamond. Oh yeah, this shop was here before. The Paper of Destiny. You know, I am tempted by this, but it's probably just a piece of paper. What else have we got? Just 1 diamond. Oh, that's undercutting me, I think, because I think I'm selling phantom heads for 2 diamonds, but... Yeah, that's fair, that's fair. Right, so this looks new. Ooh. I'm good at flying, I promise. This looks very new as well. Kind of like a market. We've got a very useful beacon here. Although, there's haste too. Is that actually useful in this area? I suppose that might have been put up just so it's easier to build this area out. You know, I've only just noticed that this is grass as well. It's not even mycelium. But it looks a little nicer. A lot nicer. So, clearly something's being planned here. And then there's this shop, which was being built last time I was on the server. So, the Concrete and Glass Co. That makes sense. It's weird how they're selling concrete here, but they're using wool for the coloured blocks down here. But, okay, concrete. Does it have a price? Ask at this service desk about our subscription service or large order placements. I've never... Alright, yeah, another ordering service. That makes sense. COVID secure glass screen brought to you by the CNG coat. I like that. Well, not coat. I don't like COVID. But customer complaints. Oh boy, okay. I might have to make use of that at some point. I'll just trick them. Does that have a price or am I just not noticing? Doesn't look like there's a price on the outside, but okay. A lift. Ooh, that's fancy. They must be using a flying machine for that. Oh, I like that. This is a nice area. This is like a chill kind of lookout bit, I guess. This is the glass part of the glass code. I really like how they've incorporated the actual window of the shop as the indicator of which item you're buying as well. There all seem to be only 6 things in there, apart from the one on the end there. Special offers, mushroom soup. Okay, sure. Is this finished? There's probably something unfinished here. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna take the lift down. I need to experiment with flying machines in Minecraft because I've never built one. Although that said, I'll probably completely mess it up the first time. End up sending myself to space. I think that's all there is new around the communal area. I've been thinking of ideas for the town square here, and I've settled on a few ideas. I'm thinking that this kind of raised platform here, I'm going to keep it raised, and I'm going to have some buildings laid on this area, and I'll have some really nice... I'll just kind of sketch them out here. I'll have some nice raised bits here, so like pillars, which I'll arch them round. So I'm going to have to expand the floor out this way. And the idea is, I'm going to have, I don't know how far apart they should be, but I'm going to have kind of these archways, and they're going to support this little section of ground here. I didn't bring any, ooh, too far away. I didn't bring any stairs with me, but it's going to look something like this, and we're going to have these archways next to each other, so there'll be another archway here. And it's just going to frame this entire section of ground here. And it's going to be a raised platform. It's going to form the main part of the town, I guess. And we'll have like a little walkway going around the back here. It'll have to snake around a little bit. And it's going to connect to the main part of the town square here. I think I'm just going to have to get started on this and see how it goes. So we're going to go to a quick time lapse where I'm going to try my best to sketch out the town. It might not be complete. We're probably going to have to come back and do some detailing, but I want to get the shape down now. So let's do that. I start off by building this shape in the center of the town, and that's going to be the focal point of the town square. And then I go to this back area and I start on these walls, and I'm building arches like I suggested I would. And I'm building them out of stone now just to mark out where I want the archways to be. When you're building things like this, of course, you're going to have to clear out a lot of foliage and a lot of trees, and that's great because it gives us wood to build with, and it gives us some other stuff here, like the dirt that I'm clearing out. And it doesn't take too long to just clear out the area that you're working with. Once we've completed the archways, I come back to the bits behind the arches with different kinds of wood, just to experiment with what textures I want to use. And eventually I settle on the stripped oak logs, the dark oak logs, sorry. And I also replaced the stone with some stone bricks. Now, I decided to use 2 colours here just because it breaks up the build. If I used stone on stone, it looks a bit, bland. I also decided to use the chiseled stone bricks in the intersections between the vertical and horizontal parts, because that also breaks up the stone itself. And you'll see me here coming back and replacing all the stone I'd laid with the stone bricks. And after fighting off these mobs, I just continue doing that. And I also go along the top here with some fence posts, because that adds this extra layer of, difference. I originally was going to use cobblestone walls here, but that would have looked really stone heavy. So it contrasts nicely with the other wood that I'm using throughout the build. And then once I've stripped all of the oak logs here, I come along and finish off the archways. I spent a lot longer than originally planned kind of building these walls. I was originally just going to be jotting down my design of what I wanted the town square to look like and just do the frame of the walls, but then I kind of carried away and looked at a couple of designs about how I would like these little back bits of the wall to look like, and I've settled on stripped dark oak wood. I think they look really good. The only problem with this, of course, is that it's quite expensive because you need 1 log for each section of this backboard, but I did have a lot of wood saved up, so I managed to get this done without burning a hole in my pocket too much. So I'm extremely happy with how that's gone. This middle section here is going to be either a fountain or a clock tower or some other kind of centerpiece of the town square. And then around this, we'll have some kind of really nice stone tiles to go around. I want it to feel like an integrated, just a town centre. I don't know how to explain it. Kind of, we'll have buildings on this ground level coming off it. And it's going to look really good when it's done. I think it makes sense to leave this as it is now and come back to it later. I think this central section probably will be a clock tower. But what I'm more interested in focusing on right now is the coastline. So I built this kind of decking area a while back, and it was never really meant to be a permanent solution. And I'm thinking, we can keep this motif of having the oak logs as supports and having the wood plank decking. But I just want to make this a more permanent shape. Less of this kind of just wrapping around the naturally generated world. I'll probably level this off a bit and just maybe extend it out here a little bit and change all this sand to grass, I guess, just to prepare for the rest of the town square. I start off, of course, by clearing out the sand here, and as it turns out, there's a deep layer of sand here, so I clear out as much as I can, and that's going to give me a lot of sand to work with for future builds. And then I come along with the dirt that I collected for the rest of this process to fill in this big square of land. And when I've eventually got enough dirt to cover this up, then I'll go around the edge with the wood planks, and that's basically the shape I wanted to go for. So that's the coastline mostly complete. We have a really nice view of Ollie's train station and Daniel's house here and the rest of this other island. And since the time lapse, I've also been working on the rest of my coastline, and I've put these supports that are going from the edge of the shoreline all the way down to the seafloor. And I'm currently standing on a pier that I built. I really like how this has turned out. I have these lanterns on every single pillar just to kind of make things look nicer in the dark. And I've extended it a little bit this way. We are going to have to work on this connection to the small island here, but I'm happy with how this looks for now. So if I just fly out, and of course, it might not let me because the connection's not very good today. This happens sometimes. Yeah, I've extended it around the outside here as well. However, I am happy with how we are now, and I think I'm going to stop today and come back to this another day. This is going to be a clock tower, and that's probably what we're going to start the next episode with. But for now, have fun mining and crafting and whatever else you do in Minecraft. And I will see you next time for some more building.